Hi guys, Rachele here. I wanted to do a new video for the month of March, and this is going to be pick a card. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time, and I'm going to do more than just one card. So pick your pile. This is going to be all about this month in March. Okay, so if you picked pile number 1, this is what we have here. Let's see. Okay, so first off, we've got the dog spirit here. Let me put these up a little bit higher for you to see. Let's take a look at what we have here. The dog spirit, it talks about being true to what you love. Now is a time of fortune and drawing love from all around you, and not to be afraid of change that is upon you. We also see a transformation here as well. So these are corresponding with each other, which shows that you are going through a transformation now, whether that be spiritual, whether that be physical, whether that be mental. You're going to know best, but you are experiencing enormous change, and that can be very scary. However, with these changes comes great blessings. So don't be afraid of releasing all of those old things that no longer serve you in order to bring in the new. Then next we have here strength. This just shows me that you have the strength in order to deal with whatever you're dealing with. I mean, transformation is a huge thing, especially right now with everything that's going on in the solar system, and frequencies changing, and us evolving from third density and fourth density and possibly into the fifth density. So people are experiencing spiritual awakenings, and with that are coming a lot of issues, like body issues, like, oh gosh, I mean, feeling like you're on fire. And for me, a lot of it's been like seeing almost like pixelated air, like almost like if you were looking out and you could see the heat rising in the air. It's like sparkles in the air, seeing that and feeling buzzing and hearing like different sounds when you quiet your mind. Those kind of transformations. Don't worry about it though. That means you are on the right path. You are going in the right direction. These things have to happen in order for you to move on and evolve into those next things. Now we see partnerships and alliances. These are bearing fruit. You still do have a lot to do. However, opportunities are coming. And remember to put in all of that equal energy from both partners in order for it to be a proper exchange. So let me give you a for instance. If you are going into business with somebody or in a relationship with somebody, things are going good in that. However, you need to remember that in order for it to be successful, in order for it to be even, both parties have to put in the same amount of, or equal amount of energy into that relationship. So that's something to definitely keep in mind there. But it does say that it will be fruitful, that they are coming in. So that's good. And if it's on your end, make sure that you're putting in equal amount of energy as what the person that is your partner is putting in. And things will be good. The Seven of Air says no more conformity. You know, be independent. Stop trying to please others all the time. At your own peril, that is. You know, it's good to want to please others, but if you're not thinking of yourself also, then eventually you're going to burn out and it's not going to be good. That's where this also comes into play. So if you're starting a new partnership, or you're in a partnership with somebody in business, make sure that you're letting that person know exactly how you feel. I mean, it's not about confrontation. It's just about having discussions and putting in your equal amounts in order for it to be prosperous. And then we come up to the High Priestess, which pretty much just says you need to trust in yourself and in your intuition, because there are mysteries that are still yet to be revealed, which kind of falls into line with this as well. And this transformation. But just have trust that what you're going through in this next month, which might be a little bit difficult because of the things that you're feeling with this transformation. Transformation is always a little bit difficult and can be scary if you let it, but don't. You just remember, you have strength, you can do this. And it also says here, family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So this transformation could have something to do with your emotions regarding, you know, things that are not handled with your parents per se. Maybe seeing how their relationship was, and that's how you are in your current relationships. And either that's, you know, a good thing or a bad thing. But if you forgive your parents for their past mistakes, maybe they were divorced, maybe, you know, you didn't feel like you got everything out of that relationship, and now you're distrusting whatever relationships that you're in because of that, or feeling like you have to let go of all those old things. And this will help you in your transformation. If you're moving into like a higher vibration, we need to let go of these things. But it says trust in your intuition. Trust in your own strength, in your own power. You have this. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have for the month of March, which I know that it's for this one. I know that it's a lot of stuff is going on in the solar system right now, so that does not surprise me that there's a lot of transformations right now and a lot of uncertainty and, you know, all that good stuff. Okay, so if you picked pile number 2, let's get started. Let's see what we have here. So, we have the Spider Spirit. which reminds us not to forget that in order to, and it says make your dreams real. In order to make your dreams manifest, it starts with one thought, one intention, and then your belief into that. You have to remember that. Now, when we have our Seven of Cups, that indicates that you may feel like you're a little bit overwhelmed right now because you have many things going on, or you have opportunities that are coming your way, or many projects that you're working on, or lots of decisions that you have to make in different fields. However, you need to just slow down for a moment, look closely at each of your options, research them, do whatever you need to do, but do it in a calm manner, like make a pros and a cons or whatever. Really think it out, but you need to make a decision, because if you don't make a decision, then you might lose that opportunity altogether. So we definitely want to make some decision, and you have to remember, you can manifest whatever you want. Now, once you do this, you're going to find great relief, satisfaction. This is going to lead to happiness and success and a healthy sense of completion and accomplishment once you do this. It's going to take so much stress off of your shoulders because you're feeling so overwhelmed. So just like I said, take a breath, stop, go over everything that you have in front of you, and make a decision. You have to make a decision. Now, we have the Ten of Earth. The Ten of Earth is all about having good fortune and abundance, which kind of goes along with this. I mean, it seems like all of these things are stemming on this. This is really actually very positive. I mean, it's once you really just get out of your head a little bit, stop feeling so overwhelmed, just really evaluate, you're going to have, I see in the month of March, good fortune, abundance, maybe inherited, maybe you're going to get your taxes back. But either way, maybe you're afraid to do your taxes. Maybe that's what it is. Because you've got so many things going on. Who knows? If that's the case, do them. Because you will see good rewards from it. Now we also have the Magician, which is all about, the Magician is all about coming back to this again, and this, really, all of them. You control your environment. With your intentions, you can manifest your wishes, your dreams. You just have to believe. That's what this one is about. Cordelia reminds us that we need to step outside, go outside, get yourself, in order to maybe feel like you can manifest the things that you really, really want. Maybe it just comes down to getting back into nature again. Go for a walk if you can go for a walk. Take a vacation if you can get away to a warmer atmosphere. If you don't already live in a warmer atmosphere. It's winter here, so unless we have a warmer day, it's kind of hard to get back to nature when it's, I mean, you can, but it's going to be awful cold. Let's put it that way. But there's other ways of getting back to nature. You can maybe focus on crystal work, or, working with crystals, or you can plant a new plant in your house, or buy a new plant, or just really take some love out with some of the plants that you already have in your home. Just really get yourself grounded again. Go hug a tree. But get some clarity and meditate and do some walking. These are all things that are really good for you. And the last thing that I really see is that we have a wedding. Either you're going to go to a wedding, or you're going to get, if you're single or have been in a relationship and he hasn't proposed, maybe he's going to propose this month. I mean, this is such a great forecast. What I see is all about just really manifesting what you want. Maybe you're going to meet that person at a wedding. I don't know. It's just everything that's going on right now, or at least, yeah, this month, it shows that there is a wedding or a marriage, or this situation revolves around a marriage. So there you have it. Okay, so that was 2. I hope you liked that pile. Now we have 3. Let's see what 3 has for us. All right. So first off, we have the koi fish spirit, which tells us that, you know, even though you may think that, you know, you just have a small little footprint, or you have a small little pond, but the thing is, you have immense power. You can manifest whatever you put your intentions to. It says that although small, you can manifest an abundant amount of prosperity. Although you may feel that things are scarce right now, just remember that through your thoughts and actions that you create your environment. So change your thoughts to gratitude. Gratitude for the things that you do have, rather than focusing on the things that you don't have. You focus on the things that you do have. It'll change your vibration, and know that you actually deserve the things that you're wanting. If you are thinking that you don't deserve to have, you know, nicer things, or that you're never going to have them, then guess what? You're never going to have them. You need to change the way that you're thinking about things and realize that you deserve it. And that as long as, sorry, I got a notification. As long as you believe it and put your intention out into the world, you can manifest. Now, we also see here, you know, I think that this should come over here a little bit. This is also another, all these kind of, remember that you are a spiritual being in a human experience right now, and that you control your environment by your thoughts. So keep that in mind. Foundation and achievements is the same thing. Things that you have been working towards, they're coming to fruition right now. It's building a strong foundation, but you must allow the universe to give it to you. You have to realize that you deserve this. Once you open yourself up to it, you're going to start seeing a change. But you have to change your thoughts. Now, the next thing that I see here is the sun. And it shows right along in the same line. Once you've done that and you realize that, you have so much abundance coming. Things that you have been working on towards, they're coming into fruition. It's a time of abundance. And remember, with all that, remember to give back. Remember to be grateful and to give to others and share. And when I say share, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have to share your money, but you can share your time. You can buy gifts for the people. You can compliment them and tell them how much they mean to you. There's many different ways of sharing abundance. And abundance doesn't have to just mean money either. But definitely, it's an optimistic, this whole thing is very optimistic. Very positive for the month of March. Now, we have endings and beginnings. All this really is talking about is, from what I can see in this here, the one thing that's holding you back is yourself. So you need to let go of the old way of thinking of things in order for the new to come in. Release that, and the new will enter in. And there will be blessings and abundance and foundations, good, strong foundations. Realizing that you are a spiritual being. And then we have, even when it comes to love, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking. It's going to bring about romance in your relationship in the month of March because it's changing your perspective. Even the King of Cups is about a caring individual, but who's maybe not, he's not confrontational. Although he can let things pile up. This could mean maybe your partner. It does not have to just signify a man, but it normally does. Or it can signify that maybe you're being too caring and not enough caring about yourself and what you need. And this is where you go back to being a spiritual being and understanding that you deserve all of these things. And once you do that, your life is going to open up for you in different ways in the month of March. I hope you enjoyed yours. Number 3 was also very, very positive. It just comes down to your mind thought, you know. Knowing what you're capable of and knowing what you deserve, which is everything good. You deserve what you think you deserve. That's the whole beauty of it. That is the truth of it. Okay, so now we come to number 4. If you pick number 4. Okay. This one, the first thing we have here is the vulture spirit, animal spirit. The vulture reminds us that nothing is ever wasted. This shows me that you might be going through some sort of hurt, or some sort of pain or embarrassment or shame, grief, or that you have. And the thing is, you have to remember that even though those times in our life, and this might be one of those times, we heal from those things. We learn from those things. We grow and we evolve from those things. If you think about it, whenever things are going really, really good for you, how much do we really learn? What kind of lessons are we really learning? I've always said this. So even though those times are really, really hard that we go through, and we have grief and pain and sometimes embarrassment from the things that we've done or the choices that we've made, but as long as you remember that it was a growing experience. Sorry about Sully. He's just going crazy. I think there's somebody walking their dog probably out front and he sees it. But anyways, just remember that if you learn from those lessons, then that's exactly what you're supposed to do. That's what, as far as I'm concerned, that's what life is all about, is learning our lessons so that we can evolve and move on to the next stage, which is what we are doing right now. We are, ascending. We're going through a lot of things right now. We all are. But people are probably going to feel a lot more pain and anxiety and fear right now because of it. Because it's like coming on really fast, I mean, I know it's been happening for a long time, but a lot of these physical signs and emotional signs and upheaval and all those things, and, facing our dark nights of the soul and all that. So we're being faced with all of these hardships, and some things are really beautiful, but we really do learn from certain things, pain and suffering. That's how we become more compassionate and loving, and learn not to do that again. So I'm going to skip over here down to the 9 of Earth. It just more or less is saying, as things are unfolding, you just need to trust that you are on the right path, even though things are probably difficult and have been difficult. Have faith that this is the path that you chose for yourself, and the path that's going to bring you to your highest good, your greatest good. This is what's going to help you with your ascension. And what lessons, ask yourself, what lessons have I learned that I would probably never repeat? And then we move on down to the Messenger. And, that really is a lot of the same kind of message. You have to ask yourself, if you're reacting to... Oh, I love that dog, but my goodness. I guess I should move back here, because I'm seeing this and I'm seeing this, and they all kind of intermingle together here. I'm seeing, and maybe this is what this turmoil is about, and heartache. Saying pay attention to some red flags, and that there's some signs that are cautioning you. It's just saying more or less be mindful of your love interest right now, or your relationship. There's maybe some sort of dishonesty that's going on. Perhaps some disrespect that's happening. Perhaps some outside influences. And it's time to maybe sit down and have a heartfelt discussion with that person. Or maybe if you're single and you just met somebody. Sully? Maybe if you just met somebody, maybe pay attention to how they're treating other people and maybe this person is treating you like gold right now, but if they're not treating other people, if they're not treating animals, perhaps, maybe that's an indication of how they're going to treat you later on down the road. Just be careful. Maybe there's some other underlying issues. Maybe there's, who knows, some maybe drug use, or, and this is where the Lovers come in. It talks about duality, polarity. Possibly old meanings of it are also about third parties. So, I hate to say it, and I don't want to be a negative person, but I'm seeing possibly that there is, some sort of outside influence maybe. And that you should be really, really mindful. Keep an eye out for. that, you know. This is also saying, and then the messenger, it's saying maybe it's time to look at things a different way. Instead of going back into your old patterns or reacting to a situation like you always have in the past, maybe it's time to just stop a second. Try looking at the situation with new eyes, baby eyes, or not coming from the same way that you've always done it. Not the same old story, okay? And so maybe these three really are pertaining to this. And maybe this is why you're feeling some sort of heartache or embarrassment or whatever. But understand, this is all about personal growth. And maybe it's a lesson to teach you in your relationship on how to deal with these old things that are coming up in a new way so that you can resolve it and get a better outcome. And another thing that I'm seeing here is the arts. Another way to kind of really get in touch with your own intuition and, you know, to be able to have some sort of discernment is to take yourself out of the situation a little bit. Concentrate a little bit on something else, like the arts. Surround yourself with music. Surround yourself with creative undertakings. Maybe join a book club or take a cooking class, you know, take some sort of art classes at the local college, or, you know, pick up a guitar and learn to play a guitar, or draw, or write, or get a journal and write down all your feelings. Take up a hobby and then reassess what's going on here, and it will help you in order to maybe resolve an issue that you've had for a while in this relationship. And then the last thing that I want to touch base on is the crown chakra. The crown chakra is our chakra that's, you know, on the top of our head. It's above the third eye. And that is what our connection, that's the chakra that opens up and we hit, and the energy flow from the universe and the source, that's where we get, that's our connection. So with this, I think these kind of go together with, you know, taking the time for yourself and really touching base again. Do maybe some meditation and music and help you come to some sort of discernment with what's going on in the month of March, so that you have a healthier outcome from maybe old patterns. All right, that's what I get from that. Just remember, our thoughts create. Put the right one on there. Okay, now if you picked number 5 pile, let's see what we have here. Oh, the joys of parenthood. Solely. Okay, so let me see here. All right, so the bat spirit, let me show you. I know that's the furthest one out, so it might not be so easy. I'm trying to get something else maybe that I can have a camera up overhead so it's easier, but I haven't been able to figure out how to do that right now with the equipment that I have, but I'm working on it. Everything's a work in progress, and I'm learning every time I do a new video, and, you know, just getting started still in this. So bear with me. I will get better, and your comments are always appreciated, and helpful tips are always appreciated, but on with it. So the bat spirit reminds us to let go of the old. Trust your intuition now. It is time to no longer cling to all that familiar story that has run its course. You know, just let it go. Isn't that pretty much what everything is about? It seems like every single one of these has been about that so far. You know, the Ten of Swords. Nobody wants to get the Ten of Swords, right? But sometimes you really do, because just like every other discussion that we've had on here so far, with what's going on right now in the universe and in the solar system, with the sun moving into, or the sun moving into a different part of the solar system. We're all moving in there. We are ascending. We're going from the third density into the fourth and fifth density for some. And the fourth density is, or the third density is really served by, you know, anxiety and fear and depression and unruly doggies. But, you know, as we move into the fourth and the fifth dimensions, that's about love and letting go of things that don't serve us any longer. And when we do that, we will see that things become so much better. Like I said, with this one, you might feel like things have just really been really bad, and you don't see your way out of it. But just know that this shows an ending to those things. And a tough time, yes, that you've probably just gone through or are going through. But rest assured that things are going to start looking up, because you are completing what no longer serves you. And then what do? We come into, sorry, I have motion outside. We come into rejoice and celebrate. It's time to rejoice with friends, family, co-workers. Really just make time. The next thing that we see here is I need to actually, I'm seeing this here. Past life relationship. You've known each other before. So you're going to somehow, a past life relationship, a soulmate, is going to be affecting your month. Or perhaps you're already in this relationship and it's very passionate, instant attraction. And even if you don't end up staying with this person, whenever it is a past life person that's in your life again, especially a soulmate, if they're in your life, you obviously have more to learn. So these are, I mean, majorly learning relationships. Even if they don't end up becoming your life partner in this life. But I'm seeing that. And I'm seeing the moon, which means that there's things going on. The whole truth that you're not seeing in a situation. That there's things are working in the shadows, so to speak. And 9 is also saying just pretty much, you know, don't act too quickly about something that you might be going through. Just be mindful. Investigate whatever is going on. Seek answers. Ask questions. Because when we go back to the moon here, it says that you don't see the entire truth of what's going on. You're not seeing the whole big picture. Trust that things are working the way that they should, but there are things that are working in the shadows that you're maybe not seeing in the month of March. So don't be so rash to jump to any conclusions. Step back a little bit. Be mindful. Ask questions. Use your discernment. But don't do anything rash. Don't jump to conclusions. They always make us look like asses anyway. So, assumptions, that is. And then the last thing that we see here is bodies of water. Spend some time near water, such as a lake, river, or an ocean to recharge your batteries. You know, with the full moon in this month, and I believe Mars is in retrograde, and we've got, and I'm not an expert by any means. I barely follow astrology, which I want to learn more about astrology as well. But I know that there's some big, powerful celestial things that are changing, transitions that are changing in March, which could be why these readings are so just wowza about transformation and trusting in your intuition and all that. Not to mention everything, obviously, that's going on in the solar system. But maybe this is just also a way of saying, okay, maybe it's time to detox a little bit. Maybe take a Dead Sea salt bath and detox, or just recharge yourself. Take a vacation if you can to, and I know I kind of already did this with nature, but this one's by a body of water. If you don't live by the ocean or a large lake and it's warmer, then maybe try taking a break this month and heading out somewhere, or be sure to drink a lot of water. Maybe that's what it is. Hydrate a lot. But it's definitely about water. Water is the source of life. It's one of the major sources of life. I mean, that's what they look for when they're looking at planets, to see whether or not there's even life on planets, is if there's water. So, recharge yourself. A nice bubble bath, perhaps. A couple of rituals. Just pamper yourself this month. So, I hope that you were able to take something away from this reading. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, give me a like. I'm going to start doing more of these, and I will get better as time goes on. But I hope that something rang true for you, and if it did, wonderful. If it didn't, just forget about it. Either way, I want to wish you love and light, and thank you for watching. Have a good one.